What's going on, Mountaineer Nation? Welcome back into the Country Roads webcast here for a WVU football recruiting update here, mid to late October, just a couple of months away now from National Signing Day. West Virginia's already put together, what would be considered probably a full high school class. They may add on a couple of people late, but they also may have to add on another one in place of someone, as unfortunately, this isn't necessarily a positive recruiting update here for WVU, as they've had a player decommit, leave the class, and flip to another university here, and it's one that I was actually pretty excited about. We'll talk about it here. Let's get into it on the CRW. Let's pull up the tweet here from the recruit talking about his decision to flip to another program, and then we will take a look at his ratings, discuss him a little bit, and then we will update our recruiting tracker here that we've been using on the Country Roads webcast as we continue to build this upcoming 2025 WVU football class. All right, so here it is, the tweet from Monatavin Quisenberry, who is the commit that West Virginia has lost. Obviously, he states that after careful consideration and talks with his family, he has decided to decommit from West Virginia University. The decision was not made lightly, as he has tremendous respect for the WVU coaching staff and the team. With that being said, I'm committing to Kentucky. Go Cats. And you see his new commitment graphic there showcasing him committing to Kentucky, which he is from, the state of Kentucky. But interestingly enough, he was from Neil Brown's, or is from Neil Brown's hometown there in Kentucky, which was an interesting fact when he committed to WVU. But let's take a look at some of his ratings now. All right, obviously, courtesy of 247 Sports Recruiting here, this is a tough one to lose for West Virginia. You guys know that I mentioned in the original video I did when he first committed to the Mountaineers, the original recruiting update I did covering his commitment, and we showed some highlights of his plays there and that. So if you want to check that out, you can. I'll put a card for that video right here. If you can click that up there in the top of the screen to check that one out and check out some of his highlights, because he was a commit I was excited about. Thought he was flying a little bit under the radar because of his speed, his shiftiness, had the next, capability of being that, Jock Sanders, Mario Alford, Jaheim White, Tavon Austin, Noel Devine type mold players that West Virginia's done such a good job getting over the last, 20 years or so. And I thought he was going to fit right into that mold. And you see here how underrated he is. Only a 3-star, but a top 10 player in the state of Kentucky. And I think he's one of those hidden gems. Right now, unfortunately, looks like he'll be going to Kentucky at this time. Like I said, it's never over till it's over, till National Signing Day comes around. Still a couple months away from that. You never know how these things can end up. West Virginia could also, have someone else in mind in place of him already that they're looking to flip. We've seen them do that. Last year they flipped Day Farmer right there on signing day. So you never know what can happen. But for now, Monatavin Quisenberry going to Kentucky, which means now let's pull up our commitment tracker here on the CRW. You guys that have been following along here on our recruiting updates, we always try and cover this through every recruiting season for WVU for the past couple of years, and we keep up with the commitments here via our Google Doc here, our commitment tracker on the CRW. So this was West Virginia's class as it stood prior to this decommitment, which we can now remove Monatavin Quisenberry from Kentucky off of the list, which moves West Virginia from 22 commits down to 21 verbal commits. Like I said, they're already, what most would consider a full class for West Virginia. They did a good job building this early, getting ahead of the game, getting a lot of commits in tow so that they're prepared for things like this when they happen, just as you get close to National Signing Day. West Virginia having a decommitment, a flip there of Quisenberry to Kentucky. But these are the names of West Virginia's 22 commits there, and I have videos out on each of them. If you want to check them out, just go to the recruiting playlist here on the Country Roads webcast channel, where we'll continue to cover the West Virginia recruiting class all the way up to National Signing Day. So if recruiting is something that you're interested in following, we do a good job trying to keep up with it here on the WVU football side on the CRW channel. So be sure to subscribe here if you're interested in learning about future WVU football players and, of course, what's going on currently around the football program. We put out 2 podcast episodes a week while the season's going on, a live stream per week. We also have members-only content that puts out extra WVU football content, including, player grades, injury reports, snap counts, depth chart projections, and then we also do film reviews, game rewatch commentaries, all that good stuff there available for channel members here. So if you'd like to become a channel member, you can do that by hitting the join button down below. If you haven't yet, just be sure to hit that subscribe button. That's fast, easy, and free, and a great way to support us there as well. And we always appreciate that as we continue to try and build the Country Roads webcast community. And another way you can help us do that is by throwing your comments in, whether it be on this decommitment, West Virginia's recruiting class as a whole, or anything you'd like to throw in there. We always appreciate those interactions here on the channel as well. Having said that, as always, I'm Jordan Cruz, and until next time, let's go Mountaineers.